Holy fuck, I hate Edmonton for the whole violent roads. Anyhow, just talking to you guys right now. We're on our way. We're actually here pretty much. We left at noon today. It's only 10:20 now. We left to go to Edmonton to pick up a truck to take to Houston. Houston, BC, not Houston, Texas. Not for $1,450. No way would I go to Houston, Texas with a truck. We are running into a bit of an issue right now. I am a little concerned and excited at the same time. So my check engine light just came on. Well, it's been on, but I have the computer, so it'll beep when something activates the admin code. And I got a P0, I'm trying to read this while it's moving. P086, I think it's 868. What's that code? It says transmission fluid pressure low, which means there's a line pressure issue. It means it will drop below the value by 15 psi or something like that. Now, there are two things that can cause that code without actually being an issue. One is the fluid gets really, really hot and it's over full. That is a possibility because I do fill up the transmission. I was on a weird angle when I did it. That definitely could be it. When I checked the dipstick, I was just a little bit above the hot. There's two dots and the hot's in the center. I was just above that. The transmission was at 190 Fahrenheit. So I might just have to drop a little bit out of it. The other thing too is we are definitely coming up on the 100,000 kilometer transmission filter service. I change the fluid every 30, but I changed the transmission fluid on like the filter itself every third change, and we've only done two, so we're definitely coming up on a service probably in the next 10,000 kilometers. But that concerns me a little bit because it could equal to nothing, whatever, to a, oh my god, we're gonna blow this transmission up. Now, I can't physically check the line pressure with the computers I have in the truck. So my brother's an actual mechanic, and I'm pretty sure he has a nice scan tool, so I might visit him tomorrow, because he lives in Edmonton, and borrow a scan tool and check the line pressure for the truck from the transmission and do a little bit of diagnosis. I'm going to have a truck on the trailer, so we're going to have a little bit of weight. This code kicks on while towing, for whatever reason. I think, honestly, it's probably just a little over full, and probably needs the filters to be changed. That's more than likely what it is. So this code it also could be just a bad sensor, because here's the thing. This is the one part that I'm very confident of why the transmission is not actually having issues, is I have no hard shifts. It shifts smoothly. It's not banging in the gears. It's not slipping. It's not doing anything you would expect with an actual pump issue. So this is related to a pump, right? So when you lose your pump, you lose your gear. The pressure in the transmission drops, which causes the clutch plates to separate and lose pressure, and which in turn would cause a slipping. So you feel the truck go, but nothing happening. Or you feel your truck slow down, and you go to give it more throttle, and it's not activating correctly. So far, it's not doing that. It's not doing anything. It's functioning perfectly as it's expected. That being said, it's been in 6th gear for the last 3 hours. So I'm going to assume, because we haven't climbed any hills, we're in Edmonton, or in Alberta, there's not too many big hills. It hasn't downshifted out of 6th gear. So I'm assuming that is either A, the fluid's warm, which would make sense because the transmission is currently sitting at 169. Normally it's around 168, 169. But when you're sitting in traffic, which we did in Jasper, it got up to 190, which is normal, by the way. For these trucks, it's normal to get into the 190s when you're just sitting in traffic. And so this code could have thrown earlier, and I just noticed it now. But we have no slippage, we have nothing. So I'm just assuming that could be just a bad sensor, maybe a little bit overfull and just needs a filter change. So we'll do the simple stuff first. We'll do a filter and fluid change because it needs it. Well, it doesn't need it. Per the schedule according to RAM, every 100,000 kilometers you change the filter and the fluid. I change the fluid every 30. It doesn't really get dirty. I just find that helps the transmission stay alive longer. But it could need the filters. Absolutely, definitely could need it. right now, we'll change the filters tomorrow. I'll pick some up. We'll change the fluid because obviously we don't have a choice. The good thing about the pan I have, I don't need to RTB it. I have a rubber gasket and an aftermarket pan with a drain plug, so it makes life super easy to service this transmission. And we'll top it up, or put the proper amount of fluid in it. That will solve our problem. Clear the code, and if we get it again, I will buy the sensor as well tomorrow. So if the sensor is the problem, we could change it. I don't want to change it if it's not the problem. So I don't want to go throw money at the issue, because I'd rather if I go back to Kamloops, and I should be home on Sunday or Monday. So if it is an issue there, then I should have the trouble code in the next 3,000 kilometers we're about to put on the truck. So I'll know right away if that's the problem. And if it is a sensor, it is what it is. And my brother just texted me back. He does have a scan tool, and he says my truck is on his tool. So he said he can scan the line pressure, and he also just messaged back saying more likely it's the damn sensors. Those transmissions are bad for it. Seems to be the thing on the forums as well, is that the line pressure sensor, when you do a lot of miles, tends to have issues. So if it just needs a service and just the sensor replaced, that's easy. But now back to the part of why I would be excited if my transmission was actually failing. If my transmission was genuinely failing, I would be excited, because I would not spend $15,000 replacing the ASIN or the 68 RFE. Whatever, it's an ASIN. Yeah, it's an ASIN because it's a high output. I would probably swap to an Allison 1000, because ATS does an Allison 1000 for this truck. So, and it's a direct factory swap conversion kit. It's not this fucking, you put it in, you lose cruise control, you lose all this other stuff. Like my first Cummins truck I ever owned, I swapped to an Allison, and I lost cruise control. I lost my speedo. I lost a bunch of shit. And then we had to use trick wires and like relays and things to get some stuff working. Never had cruise control though. So what happened there is, yeah, it just sucked. So I had to get a converter box, and the converter box was hit or miss if it worked or not. So, wow, they've repaved this like lane right here, this slow lane on this hot road. It's so smooth. It's so nice. But yeah, the ATS Allison 1000 conversion is, I think it's just a little over $8,000, which is not bad. And it has the converter box in it and everything. So you plug it in, it plugs in between the two original harnesses, and it thinks that it has an ASIN, and that's how it responds. It's as if it has an ASIN. It lies on the computer number, so you get a tuner with it that tells you the correct information. Or I think it's like, it does, there's math that it does to tell it, you the correct information and the truck the correct information, but the transmission has its own numbers, and it converts like a language conversion kind of thing. So that way your truck doesn't freak out and you have cruise control and everything else like that. So that's gonna be great. But yeah, just figured I'd say hello. We're on our way to pick up a truck. I didn't do the time lapse yet, because straight up, like, again, we're just driving 900 kilometers of deadhead, which is ridiculous for a load. But I had a load coming out this way, but at the last minute the owner backed out and he lost his deposit. That is something we do. We have a 25% deposit on all of our loads, and yeah, if you back out within the first like 3 days of before we pick up, you lose that deposit. That's just how that works. We're gonna slow down here to 80, because that is the speed limit. And so that person lost $500. So that's their fuel paid for to get to Edmonton. Unfortunately, the customer was not impressed about it, but he signed the terms and conditions. If he didn't read it, that's not my problem. You should read the terms and conditions of anything you sign. That's how it works. It's why we have them. It's the reason why you have to have terms and conditions, and a good, well-built one by a lawyer. You can always just copy and paste in other companies, but I paid a lawyer $1,500 to make our terms and conditions. I kind of told him what I haul, and he looked up the laws in the area and the jurisdictions and stuff like that, and he built the system based on that. And he said, okay, this is what we're going to set it for and what it's going to do. These are the conditions, and we've literally over the couple of years we've been doing this now as owner-operators, we have added stuff, we have taken stuff away, we've made clarifications, because there is some customers out there who need a clarification, like, hey, what does this mean? Or, hey, what does that mean? Or, hey, can you make some clarification on what this means? Like, I had people that would literally tell me, like, I'd go pick up an engine and it'd be in a crate. Well, they're like, well, it says here that you're not responsible for third-party crating. So if the engine gets destroyed during shipping in an accident, but the box never fell off the trailer, who's at fault for that? Well, that'd be me, obviously, because if there was an accident, that'd be on my ass, or third-party damage, which we're not covered. So, for example, if someone runs the trailer and destroys the engine inside the crating, but let's say we open up the crate, it's just sitting there and using a couple of 2x4s to hold the engine in place, who's at fault for that? Well, in that case, it'd be the driver behind me, but also the shipping department. We're not responsible for that. But like, if I roll my truck into a ditch because I took a corner too fast, I'm responsible for that kind of thing. And there's just a lot of regulations and stuff we have to put in there to cover our own ass. Your terms and service, and you know what? Here's the reality of the situation. I got asked this the other day by a gentleman who does hot shotting, and he's gone against his own terms of service several times, he said, to get the job. And I told him I don't take the job if I have to go against my own terms of service. I never will. I told him it's dangerous to do so. If a customer is literally, like, I'm at the point now in my career where if a customer is just questioning my terms of service and says, like, well, I don't know how I feel about this, we're not the company for you. We're not. We don't need the work. We don't need headaches. We don't need customers who are going to nickel and dime us to death. We don't need the work in that sense. You're not the customer we're looking for, and we're not the company you're looking for. And at the end of the day, sometimes you have to say that. We have fired, and I know it's weird to say this, but we have fired customers that we've had long relationships with, that we used to bend the rules a little bit for the customer to get things done, and now we don't. We don't bend the rules. We follow the law and regulation to a T. When you first start out, you are going to bend some rules. You are going to do whatever you need to do to make your company established. But that's not something we do anymore. We are a legit company. We have insurances. We have everything in place. And we're not going to break the law for a customer anymore. So sometimes they get upset. But that's not my problem. At the end of the day, we've had fired clients for that reason. And we told them we're more than happy to take on the business in a legal sense, but we're not willing to drive 16, 15, 18 hours of deadhead to pick up a load and then try to get it to you within 2 days. When I first started, I used to do that. I used to drive like 18 hours and cheat the logbook a little bit and things like that. Back when I didn't know that it was a serious offense. I did that, and then I got educated, and I realized that's a pretty big fucking deal. But not only that, there's a reason why the hours are there. I know for some people it's like, oh, I can drive 24 hours straight, no problem. Well, yeah, but can you do that for 3 days? That's the thing. The logbook puts you into a position of having proper rest, proper breaks, and yes, lots of drive time. 13 hours is a lot of driving. You can do a lot of kilometers in 13 hours. Okay, you can cross this country in 4 days at 13 hours a day. So a lot of the times I found that I was just beating myself up and getting exhausted trying to achieve these unachievable goals, and to the point that we've had 2 customers be fired. One has come back. One has accepted the reality that we're not going to go break ourselves to do this job or break the law, and they've accepted that. They have realized that the kind of service we provide, we go above and beyond what most of our competition does. So like, we offer live tracking, so you can go on your phone and see every 15 seconds it updates, unless the driver is in a no cell service area, or if I disable it. Like, if when I go to sleep, I will turn it off so my phone doesn't go dead all constantly. And they see I'm in the Flying J or whatever. They can track their load. We prove everything for insurance wise. Why do you need fog lights on? It's not even fucking dark. It's stupid. It's bright to you guys. I have tinted windows, and this guy's lights are just fucking boom. That's a guy who went on Amazon, was like, I want $30 LEDs. oh, look at my truck, it's so cool, but the lights are useless. See, I went out and bought the 2019 Ram 3500 LED kit, the same exact bulbs, or not the same bulbs, who are they? Headlight Revolution, I think they are, is the company I bought them from, and they're SB4s or something like that, and they're like, the beam pattern's perfect on them, whereas this guy's beam pattern, it's bright, like they're super bright, but they're not like on the ground and properly like aligned, if you know what I mean. They're not good lights. They're bright, but they're not like useful bright. Maybe if you're driving through the woods, they'd be perfect. But on the highway, is like his beam pattern dropped off the truck at like 20 feet, whereas mine, it goes out like 100 some feet. Here, I can show you what mine looks like. So with my beam pattern on my truck, as you can notice, people aren't high beaming me constantly, whereas they're high beaming the guy behind us constantly. But that's our low beam, that's our high beam. So, and that's without fog lights on. So, like that guy though, his lights are pretty dog shit, but they're bright. So, I don't know why he has lights like that. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. What can you do? But yeah. Oh, this road sucks. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know what's going on. Let you know that we are on a road trip. This is our second video being back. I just uploaded the video. You guys, if you haven't seen this video, there's a previous video where we took just an easy load, just a load of cladding up to Darcy. Nothing crazy, nothing hard, but it paid well. $900 to do a 4-hour job all day. I'll do that all day, every day. Yeah, there's fucking people high beaming the guy behind me. Like he's flicking on his high beams, and he's too cheap to replace the yellow halogens for his high beams. So he has the running lights in the injector, or in the injector light, but then he turns on his high beams, and they're like, you just see a splash of yellow. That's it. It's not like actually bright. It's funny. But yeah, we're gonna go pick up a Silverado 1500. So the guy apparently is from BC, got into an accident with a deer, had it towed to a shop in Edmonton. It's now getting fixed. I don't know if it runs or drives, because he said he blew the transmission, but he's not sure if it's running and driving at the moment. Shop said that it's done and ready to go, but it's a body shop, so I don't know mechanically if it's sound. Whatever, we have a winch, so if it doesn't run and drive, we have a winch, we'll winch it on and we'll get it to him. And then we'll go service the truck. So the good thing is that though, the dealership that I'm going to, I know the owner of the dealership. Well, I built 2 of his dealerships for him, but I know him. I called him and I said, hey, I need truck service, and he's going to sneak us in. The pleasure of having friends that own dealerships for Dodge is pretty nice for that reason, and we get the truck in right away. He's bought a couple Dodge dealerships now. He used to only own the one, now he has 3. So, and he's currently building another one. So he's gonna have 4 soon, just in Chrysler. And then he has a Nissan, he has a Hyundai, he has a Kia, he has like a Mercedes, he has a BMW, he has a bunch of them. Apparently they're not hard to get, so if you have the money, I guess it's not too bad. I'm gonna burn through washer fluid like crazy. I'm just like, there's sections of road I'm hitting where I'm murdering mosquitoes. But yeah, we're gonna take off to the Flying J on the south end. No, not the Flying J. Well, there's a Flying J on the south end. Well, we'll find a truck stop to stay in for the night, and we'll get some food, and then yeah, we'll go and enjoy the rest of our night sleeping, because I'm tired. I want to go to bed already. I've been on the road pretty much since like 12 o'clock BC time, so it's 9:40 BC time right now. We have 4 hours left on the logbook, but at the end of the day, driving across the country, like Edmonton to like Kamloops, that's a pretty long drive. It's not hard, it's just long. Just driving the same route gets boring and repetitive. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll go pick up this truck. See ya. All right. Oh, hello. We good? Okay, we are. All right, so we're in Edmonton. We're at the Flying J here. We'll grab some sleep. It's 1:05 a.m. It's fairly late. I found it funny. All these guys are idling their trucks here with AC on full blast, and I'm like, it's not that bad here. what I failed to realize is that I'm used to 35 every day and getting into the 40s. So right now it's 26, feels like 30. I find it quite cool, but it's because I'm used to hotter. So I'm sitting there like thinking, why all these guys have their trucks idling? I mean, I don't know why. I'm used to the heat. They're not. So looks like I get a diesel-free night of sleep. Get the bed set up and pass out. And we'll see you guys bright and early in the morning at 8 a.m. in 7 hours. We've been here already for an hour. The logbook's been turned off since like 11:30. But talking to the wife and watching some TV. So yeah. But we'll get up. Our truck's only about a half hour away. That's it. And this guy picked up at 9. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the morning. Bye-bye. Good morning, my peeps. Let's hook this truck up. We got it driven onto the trailer. Now we're gonna load it up. Once and for all. So apparently this went to a body shop to get damage done, caused by a deer. Sucks. We're not done. Repaired. Hello. Come on. Work with your show. That is the one scary thing about working in this industry, is loading vehicles beside the road. It's so dangerous. I've done it, like I've towed emergency vehicles too. It's on the side we're quicker. So I have picked up cars off the side of the road. And I can tell you right now, it's extremely dangerous. All right, let's get this back winch down now. Got a nice little view. All right. Oh, it's so rusty. It's so rusty. Holy fuck. I think, oh no, I was wrong. The exhaust is still not even connected. It's so bad. Holy fuck. Why did he even get this fixed? Holy shit. I don't know if you guys can see all that rust. Holy fuck. Here's someone that's like from like New York or something, or like Quebec, going, that's not that bad. That's nothing. You should see my other truck. For me, that's bad. We don't get rusty vehicles where I live. Alberta's a lot like California. People buy vehicles that turn rusty, but if you bought a brand new one in Alberta and took care of it, it wouldn't rust in this province. I'm trying to think how I can hook up to this, because like, I guess I could just do this, because legitimately it's gonna pull anyways. So I guess we'll just hook on like that, because it's gonna pull like this way. So. And this side's simple. Oh, come on, under the brake line, let's go. Come on, there you go. Wow, this thing is, here's a crusty one. Oh, I'm so scared to like slide underneath it.
I don't want a tetanus shot. Alright. Rotate over here. Down a little bit. There we go. Get the crotch shot. Oh, I don't even trust this hitch. Oh, it's so rusty. It's so bad. Let's put these ramps away. Oh, you guys are at a horrible angle there. There, let's pump you back up. There we go. See? Everywhere. Oh. What's it like here? 23 degrees? That's not that bad. I'm getting used to hotter, so. Alright. Holy fuck, my guy, slow down. Jesus. See a guy on the side of the road, just fucking chill for a minute. Don't fucking go blowing by someone. This back tire is so bald, it's not even fucking. Perfect. Such a fucking hurry. Go tie down the front. That way we can safely get this done and strapped down. People are looking at me fucking weird. Right. Hang out there for a minute, boys and girls. Let's strap this down quickly. Sorry for the weird camera angle. Stupid Joel thing is all over the place. Back there and tighten up the back ones because they're on the axis. You don't want to put too much pressure on the front. as I'll go with. All right, I'm gonna tie the back down. Give me a sec. Down. She ain't going nowhere, but we'll still test the shit out of it. Alright, we'll see you in the truck. Alright. Well, the positive note, we already took our damage photos before we ever loaded the truck, which you should do. That way, if you damage something while you're loading it, if you're an honest person, obviously, you can report it. So now we gotta go load this up. What year is that truck? It looks like an 06, maybe an 05. I'm gonna check the door VIN just to be sure. I'm gonna do this paperwork, go in and get them to sign it, saying that we picked it up. There. Holy fuck. My nose is running so bad. Well, it looks like this is the pet of choice. Alright, what's today's date? 29th of July. July 29th, 2022. So we'll grab the invoice number after. Iron Bowl Trailer 1. No MC, no AC. Because we don't have that here in Canada. You guys have that in America. Alright, we're picking up from Edmonton, Alberta. Heading to Houston, BC. Additional details: 1 key, 1 envelope, 4. Wow. Windshield. So we're picking up 1. I don't know how much that truck weighs. And then we'll grab the year, make, and model of this truck. 1 second. No, it is. I see it. You know, given its history, I wouldn't be surprised that that thing's missing its VIN sticker. There's no VIN on the dash, and there was no VIN on the door, so that is interesting, to say the least. What's the total amount? He's already prepaid. It was $16.61. The trailer was loaded by me, and it was counted by the shipper and by me. And the carriers, sign right here, July 29th, 2022. And now we gotta go inside and get him to sign it as well, or at least the receptionist. We'll be right back. All right, so that's all done. We got all the paperwork finished. We're legal. We haven't turned on the logbook yet because we haven't had to. So it's been nice. But now I'm gonna go help some family, fix something in the house, and then we'll get on the road and we'll get to Houston. Tow haul mode, please. Thank you. All right. get out of here. Not hit this guy's Beamer. All right, give me some electric brakes here, please. Oh, I like that one more. There we go. 5. Wow. These brakes are such a hit or miss of what they need to be at. With this trailer, it has the Dexter auto adjust brakes. So like some days you're like, oh, I gotta be at 2, but after a long road trip, when it's empty, you can go down to like 0.5 and it's good enough. Whereas like right now, normally it's like 6 or 7, I have to have the trailer brakes on. But at the moment, I don't have to have it like that. It's good. Holy crap, that's such a high deck on that. Look at this 5 deck. It's such a tall deck on that. Ridiculous. A Kodiak. Oil field hauling. Oh, that's the name of the company. It's like, what the fuck? Well, that's not a good trailer. It's triaxle single tire. You must struggle with numbers. But the rest of your family clearly doesn't. Alright. I need coffee, for one. Like, I can't mess around anymore. I need some Tim Hortons in me right now. But, yeah. So this truck's fixed. Customer's happy apparently. He says he's happy. I don't know why he would not let the insurance company write it off because it's rusty as fuck. But to each their own. But yeah, that trailer that guy had, triaxle, 7K axles. I find that kind of a useless setup. I think tandem dualies is a better setup because you can pull a lot more weight on the trailer without having to distribute the load. Like for example, I have carried things that don't really, they're a lot of weight, but they're very dense weight. Or you have things that are super heavy and very long, so end up putting too much tongue weight on the truck. With tandem dualies, you can kind of, you know, put a lot of weight on a set of axle and call it a day. Plus there's less tire, like not less tire, but less tire wear. With a triaxle, you wear out the center tires a lot faster than you do on the outer tires. So for me, a triaxle would be just a horrible idea, at least for oil field stuff. Because you just be like constantly beating the shit out of that center tire, doing turns and stuff. Because there is some situations where you're practically setting the trailer in reverse. Because when you turn around, there's some places you get so sharp, you turn around where the trailer actually backs up. It doesn't actually turn, it just reverses like this and then turns. That's why when I ordered my new 40 footer, I ordered a tandem dually. That's what I wanted. And that guy was running 10 plies on this trailer too. Either he's very, very new at it, or he just is whatever about it. Geez, first thing I did was upgrade my trailers to 14 plies. I was gonna go to 16, but like a friend of mine said, and like a couple other YouTubers I follow said, hard to find 16 plies in the middle of nowhere. You can always find a 14 ply. And that's absolutely dead right. And you don't want to be mixing your plies. Learned that the hard way. So when I blew that tire up in fucking Dawson's Creek, man, that was a 10 ply with a 14 ply, and it did not go well for me. All right, so we're now in Mill Woods, my old stomping ground. All right, we're gonna make this turn here. I can't hit that curb. Good, because there's no grass there. It's just a foot up and a foot down. That would fuck up the axles pretty fucking good in this thing. Would fucker good, bud. Holy crap, this place is packed. I was gonna shove you right there, Ram. Sooty, we're going right here. That's where we park. Oh yeah, by the way, if you didn't know, I call my truck Sooty because she rolls coal. When she's under power, she needs to roll the coal. Not because I want to, but yeah. So that's all done. Get all this paperwork and stuff shoved somewhere, and go with my dad with some wood slats. I guess he needs my help with. I used to work in construction, so I have some experience with doing construction work. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video so far. Let's go get some coffee. I need coffee right now.
Alright, so time to update you. We have the truck, we're loaded. We've got our fuel, we got our parts, and we had extras. So we just got back from the from an inspection, and well, the trailer needs some work, which is not bad. We put 150 something thousand clicks on this trailer since I bought it. So if it needs a little bit of work, that's fine, because we literally have spent nothing other than tires and some basic maintenance on it, other than warranty repairs. Try to get the receipt out of my back pocket. Which one's this one? Oh, that's a different receipt. Is it in here? No, oh, it's over here. That's habit. If you lean to the other side of the truck, you do instinctively pull that way. So the damage for the trailer came out to $442.76. Now, what did we get? We had to get a bushing kit. We had to get a slipper weight thing equalizer, 2 of them, and 2 front springs. Yeah. So at the moment, our truck is hurt, or trailer, I guess. It's not a happy camper at the moment. I should probably do the speed limit. Climbing a massive hill. But yeah, so we have a trailer to fix, so we'll make a video on that, obviously. Once we drop off this truck in Houston, BC, we will head home straight away, and we'll get the tractor out, we'll hoist up the trailer and fix it, because we cannot roll on a broken trailer. We don't have a choice. I offered to pay the guy to do it right then and there, and he said he couldn't, but he had the parts. I called a couple other shops, and all of them said, we can't get to it, there's so many people ahead of you. I called everyone, and right now we're not spending a week in Edmonton, so we're going to try to make it to Houston and back home. If the trailer breaks along the way, then we'll do a roadside repair. That's just the situation. He looked at it and he said it is worn out, like the things are worn out, so things are kind of loose. But he said it should make it to Houston and back down to Kamloops without a problem, as long as I don't abuse it. So driving over curbs or like hitting potholes like crazy and things like that. So it's good. We also found out the front axle's bent. So that sucks, but he says that he looked at it, everything looks okay. He measured the axle, and it is bent. It's towed out in the front axle, perfect in the back. So it needs a new tube. But his problem is that if it's a 250 tube, that he cannot do it, because he noticed that all the parts in the trailer are beefy. And he's like, when the guy told him to get a spring, he needed the measurements for it. The guy came back in and he said they're 4,000 pound springs on a 7,000 pound axle, and he was like, no, that's wrong, it's got to be a 3,000 or 3,500 pound spring. And he's like, no, it's 4,000. And so he looked at it, he even verified, he's like, holy crap, they put 1,000 pounds of extra spring capability on the axle. I was like, no, that was my doing at the dealership, because when I upgraded every nut and bolt on this trailer when I had it built, so it could handle the workload. And let's be honest, if you put 10,000 pound axle or 8,000 pound axle on the trailer, and you know, you never put it near it, that trailer will never break, right? It'll never wear out as quickly. Now, let's be honest, I have not replaced springs, bushings, equalizer bar, nothing except for repacking the bearings and tires. And 4 seals. That's from repacking the bearings. That's it. That's the only thing this trailer had axle-wise done. And it's done 156,000 kilometers on that. For our American friends, that's 90,000 plus miles without requiring any servicing on springs, washers, shackles, anything like that. It's all been just repacking the bearings, which is standard. They didn't need them, but it's good to do it.
and greasing them on every now and then. Every time I repack, I have to put a new seal, and then tires when they move. That's it. So in reality, this trailer's made 100K, and I made it 13 times the cash. So the trailer was 13.5. I made 100K plus with it, probably more than 100K, probably close to like 200K. So she's earned it. And like I told him, I said I'll measure the tube when I get back to my place. I will find out what the axle is, and I told him that if we can make it beefier, I want beefier. So whoever buys this trailer secondhand, it's gonna have a pretty sick fucking trailer. Because sometime this summer, when the material comes in, it's getting the wood removed, it's getting sandblasted, wood's getting stained, and it's getting bed linered. So it's gonna get self-etching primer and then bed linered. So someone's gonna have a pretty sick fucking trailer when they buy it used. That's for sure. It's gonna be a nice durable, it's gonna be a good looking trailer when I'm done with it. Well, it's already a good looking trailer, to be fair. I haven't cleaned it because we've been on the freaking road so much. Well, not that we've been on the road per se, but you know, it hasn't been cleaned in like a month and a half. So same with the truck. The truck's disgusting. It's such a thing inside. Like right now, inside's not too bad. Outside though, it's disgusting. Like the truck behind me is clean and the same color as my truck, and my truck's like an off-white. But it's coffee ran down the side of it. And all that other jazz. Anyhow, hope you guys are enjoying the time lapse now. We're on our way to Houston, and we'll probably get to Blue River tonight, or probably not. Just think about it now. We're probably more likely we're going to be taking the turnoff to Prince George instead of going to Valemont. So, yeah, we'll see where we stop tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the video so far. See you later.
morning around 7:30 and took that truck in to Houston. From the time lapse, you saw we did that. Just pulled over and had a nap. I had plenty of time left on the logbook to get home, so I had a nap for a reason. One, I woke up at 7. We drove, I'd say probably about 700 kilometers, and I decided to shut her down for a little bit. So that's what I did. So had a nap, woke up just now. I gotta clean my truck and the laundry inside of it and stuff. But yeah, we're on our way back down to Kamloops. Should be at Kamloops probably around 9-ish, like somewhere around there. Nothing too crazy. Should be fine. But ripping into Prince George right now. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the load. Customer was happy. Paid before we even dropped off. He prepaid the load, so which was nice. Don't get too many of those nowadays. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the trip. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next load. Well, it's not going to be the next load. The next video is going to be me repairing the trailer because it needs some major repairs. And I have to work on the truck, so I need to do an oil change, transmission service, I need to top up the front diff, and I think that's it for that servicing. And then once the new actuators here for the turbo, we'll put a nice turbo actuator on, and then we'll also finally remove the EGR cooler, because straight up it needs to be removed. We've been waiting months for the parts to come in. They're finally in. Well, the EGR cooler was in last month or a couple months ago, but you have to drain the coolant to do it, and we need a turbo actuator on the truck, so that's also coming in. We just got a notification that it's been shipped by DDP, so it should be, or DPP, Diesel Power Performance, whatever it is. So it should be here right away, which is good. That's what we want. And so, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.